Welcome to the Bastards post-game show. I am Nick. It's great to have you all here once again. Joining me today again is Brendan. Brendan, how you doing today?
I'm great, Nick. Sox come back with a shell of a crush today against the Chicago Cubs. My perfect record went down yesterday, but hey, I'm right back in it, storming through 4-1 now. Feeling good.
We'll take every opportunity like that we can. And it was a game that, in my eyes, was an important one. It was a big one. I am still a little disappointed because I do feel like this should have been a sweep, but I'll take 2 of 3. It's not the worst case scenario. But you did that today, thanks a lot, in a large part, to Masataka Yoshida. He went off 3 for 5 game with the big grand slam, 6 ribbies on the day. That is what you call putting the team on your back and delivering. So, job well done for Yoshi for today's game. What was your take on him?
Yeah, I mean, he got the grand salami, and then he got another triple after that. He gets home again. This kid, he just hits it better, almost better than anyone, consistent wise on the team. Yoshida, they pulled him out of Japan, and boys, it spoils of labor right now. It's great.
I still remember those executives earlier in the season that were like, oh, the Red Sox overpaid for this guy. Good luck to them. What a joke. Who's having the last laugh now?
Yeah,
It's
he's
one
a
of the moves that I feel like Chaim Bloom always gets criticized. Some of it's absolutely valid, but this is his shining star move so far for what he did for the offseason. And it's great to see a guy producing and being better than advertised on what we expected here coming to Boston and all. I do want to also talk about Kutter Crawford. Kutter Crawford had an outstanding game today, going 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 9 Ks. That is outstanding for him today.
Cutter's slider on the inside on the lefties was devastating. It was dropping right below knees, and people would swing and miss every time. Cutter was on fire, and Cora let him run, and it was beautiful to see. It was an epic performance out of Cutter Crawford today.
And for the large part, you saved most of your bullpen, which is great. It got a little interesting at the end. We were talking off camera before this episode started, and if there's anybody I want to blast off to the moon right now, Jake Faria is the guy. If he is on the plane to Oakland, there is a severe problem. That guy stays right in Chicago. Forget about him. Leave the bags on the side. It's all his fault now. Let him deal with that. I want to see for this Oakland trip, I want to see Kyle Barraclaw on this roster to help this team because you have the Oakland A's upcoming next, and you still have that question mark on who's starting, who's opening, and everything there. Kyle Barraclaw has lit it up in Worcester so far, and he's somebody that I would have confidence in with bringing up, seeing what he could do for this team, and give them a little bit more depth for another arm that could hopefully be quality.
Yeah, Nick, we were talking off camera. The Oakland A's are on pace to take on 118 losses this year. And if you're going to send in young arms at any time, this is it. You know, you're not playing your divisional team. I mean, you need these wins, of course. You want to sweep. You have to sweep the Oakland A's. But if
Yep.
you're going to see what you have in Worcester, this is the time to do it. We've also been speaking about Worcester, what you have. I mean, Tristan Casas, you want him in the lineup a lot more consistently. I say 3 home runs in 3 straight games. This kid is blooming right now, and he's catching fire with the bat. I want to see him play more. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Blooming. I like it. Blooming. So that must mean Chaim Bloom is a happy camper right now with what he's doing. I was questioning before this game started. I questioned the lineup, and there was some lovely people out there that thought that it was ridiculous that I was being critical of the lineup that was put out. I don't. You sat Verdugo, you sat Casas, you sat Duran. You inserted Duvall, Christian Arroyo, Rob Refsnyder. That was fine. I understand Refsnyder is on this roster to hit for left-handed pitching. I get that move. But to not have some of these other guys in that lineup for today is ridiculous. That can't happen.
you need to see more of Durant and Casas every game. Those are your two young guys that you're building this core around: Bayo, Casas, and Durant. And you need to and develop those two bats along with that arm that is also blooming. When you see Durant and Casas both sitting, that's always unfortunate for me to see. Connor Wong is another one I'm enjoying seeing develop as well. But right now we're in the development show. You got to grow these young bats, build consistency and confidence in them, because you see what it looks like when they are on.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we want to make sure. Excuse me for a second.
No worries. I'll keep going. Rafael Devers, another one that's in that core as the third baseman. He had another good game. You put him you have him locked up for 10 plus years with Casas, Duran. That is the ideal lineup that I would like to see on the field all the time. That way you build consistency and confidence with those young guys.
You're starting to see Devers put it together more. And the more I'm seeing from what we saw, at least to start after this All-Star break, he's got his average now back up to 261. He's really getting up there. I look at Devers number-wise. If he's in the 270, 280, and heck, if he's even hitting 300, I'll take that all the time. It was a decent first half. Yes, home runs, RBIs, those look great and all. It's the consistency approach that was missing. If he can figure it out and ride this team into being somewhat relevant to see if they can get to a postseason berth, that's going to show a lot of faith to the fan base on all that money that was just signed for Devers. If he's your long-term guy, if that's who you're building upon and developing, and then he's going to be your ringleader, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, in the grand scheme, you're fighting there with the Yanks right now at the bottom of the AL East. But if you go back in the history books in 2004, I mean, the Red Sox were a 500 team before the trade deadline in July. So this is all on and off. You want to have everyone build a winning culture now, just like back in the day, going into August and September to build momentum and really try to take over the American League and the AL East.
And right now, they're definitely getting there, at least in contention where you can start to believe. Right now, if they're continuing on the pace that they are, there's no way that you can be a seller. At least if they're winning and getting it done like this, you're going to have to build upon what you have. But this big series that's upcoming is against the A's. I said they needed a sweep against the Cubs. It's now 2 of 3. It's okay. You need to take 3 of 3 from the A's. If you want to buy and you want this team to go someplace, you need to take care of the bottom dwellers, and you need to win those games and win them big. So starting tomorrow night, Red Sox travel out to Oakland, actually right now, and you have an opener again for tomorrow. It's probably going to be Nick Pivetta with a little bit of Chris Murphy. Probably Murphy is your opener, and then it's going to be handed off to Pivetta and the likes of Winkowski and all. You didn't really have to use Chris Martin this series, so he's available. He's fresh. Bernardino's probably ready to go tomorrow. You didn't use Jensen today, so that's great that you have those guys ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, seeing Fourier kind of sucked today, of course, but in the big scheme, preserving your pen for this game, I mean, that's like spoils of war when you go up 11-0 in the 8th inning. Is you can run in these bums like Faria, and take over a game or a series in a bullpen match that you have next game. So it's a big move by Cora, and I like to see it. I hope they take care of this bullpen game for sure.
And then just so our friends at home didn't think that we're a bunch of idiots, we didn't say what the score was for the final today. It was 11-5. It should have been 11-0. Faria was terrible. You got the win, which was most important. Since June 30th, I want to make sure our friends at home know 10-2. 10-2 is their record. They are an MLB best 10-2. It's the best winning little streak that's going on right now. And as you mentioned, Casas' third home run in 3 games in a straight. It's great to see. We'll look forward to seeing more of that this weekend this week upcoming against the Oakland A's. This is going to be for Nick and Brendan signing off. We hope you all have a great rest of your